Well, happy birthday to us. UCSS, 2 years old today. And I honestly have to say, I knew we'd make it. I know a lot of people are like, man, I never thought we'd make 2 months, or I never thought we'd make 1 year. I never doubted, because once this crew was in place, it was obvious that there was some sort of magic that was working in the whole space, the studio, the staff. Everybody just sort of clicked together. And the one element that we didn't know about after we had rehearsed was you. How would you respond? Would you come back every day? Would you turn to UCSS when there was breaking news? Would you flip us on seconds after the Browns game was over to either celebrate the good or help us cry about the bad? And the answer to all of those was a resounding yes. You've always been there for everything we've done, and that's why we continue. So thanks for participating in our little experiment. Happy birthday, UCSS. We'll make it 3 a year from today.
2-year anniversary, man. This is special. When we got the call to do this, they gave us like a runway of like 2 or 3 weeks, and we didn't even know we was going to make it past 6 months. So it's a blessing to be here. 2-year anniversary, and we can't thank y'all enough for supporting us. We be seeing these other shows out here. We be seeing a lot of these other dudes. They don't be getting no views like that. We can't hate on that. You know what I'm saying? We here because of the people. We here because of y'all supporting what we do. We want to thank you so much for what we've been able to get done in these 2 years. We got more time to come. We got more stuff to come. We want to thank every single person that showed up on our show, from our contributors, Aditi, to Leroy, to the great Joe Thomas, The Miz, right? You know, Robert Smith, all, you know, we've had so many, Stephen A. Smith, we've had Tim Legler. We had so many names that we can't even count. The mayor has been here, and it just goes to show you that when you put your heart into something, when you put your all into something, and you genuine, and you got good energy, and you put it out there, it come back to us. So we want to thank you, Cleveland. Thank you for everything you've done for us, and it's 2 years and counting. And by the way, we done came up too. The jewelry looking good, the jersey looking good. I got glasses on. They don't even let people wear glasses. When last time you see somebody wear glasses that be in the media? That's because y'all let me get that off. Deuces.
Welcome to the 2-year anniversary of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Where's my confetti cannon?
Let's go. No, it's still falling out of the ceiling.
I want a confetti cannon.
Tybus and Jason were not here for the 500th show.
No, that's how important we are.
But you're here for the 2-year anniversary.
And no confetti.
I'm about to say we don't get special treatment.
No.
I thought it was weird that J and G were not going to be here for the 2nd anniversary, so they sent messages. That was G's outfit yesterday. When G popped up on camera, you guys were both like,
Because it's G, man.
He is the. There was a movie with Danny DeVito once called Renaissance Man. Anybody ever seen this movie? It's under the radar. I feel like nobody's seen it. It's a great movie, Renaissance Man. And anyway, it's a really he plays a civilian who goes to a military base to teach some of the soldiers that are struggling about English, whatever. He's teaching them about Shakespeare and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And a Renaissance man is somebody that can do. He talked about this one character in the Shakespeare play being a Renaissance man. And so you could be a soldier, or this, you know, a husband, a soldier, or this, and G. Bush is the Renaissance man of Cleveland. He's into things you wouldn't even like imagine,
like women's makeup,
right? As opposed to men's makeup.
Has he dropped this line yet?
I mean, who knows? You never know what's going on with him. He's into military history. He's into science fiction. He's into Pokemon. He's into everything.
I would pay good money to see his search history on YouTube. I would actually love to see what it's no telling what's on there. It's no telling what he be watching.
You know how like some people will say about somebody like he marches to the beat of his own drummer?
Yeah.
That's G. Bush. Yeah. We love him.
Oh, yeah.
We love him. It's all with love and positive things. It's not a criticism at all.
G also said at the end of his video, he goes, when's the last time you've seen someone in media with glasses? G, turn on any television you've ever seen in your history of the world, and some guy in media has been wearing, or woman has been wearing glasses.
Well, he meant like the shades and like.
I'm just saying.
But he does it cool. Most of the people wearing glasses on TV look like nerds. He's cool.
He pulls it off.
That's the first. That's the first time I've seen Jay since.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Since he beat me in Truther What's Baxter? What's the
True or false?
True or false?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
night. We
Been
ain't
so
played
long,
it
you
in so
forgot what it's
long. I
called.
forgot the game.
So we're excited about the second anniversary. Coming up in the back end of the show, probably 30, 40, 45 minutes, something like that, we asked for people to send us messages. They may be just comments, they may be a roast, there may be a question, and we'll play them one at a time, and then we on the panel will react to whatever they do. The reaction may be to laugh, the reaction may be to answer a question. I don't know. Mikey has more details on that.
Yeah, I just want to properly contextualize some of the stuff we receive from our fans. And thank you guys for being a part of this for 2 years. We do this because of you, and you make this as fun of a job as it is. And some of these are awesome. And one in particular is something in a million years I never expected to get.
Is that the one you showed me?
Did I send it to you last night?
You played it for me after
I thought you wanted it to be a surprise for everybody.
podcast. Is it the one you played for me after the podcast?
Yes, Jason has seen it. Yes,
Okay.
Jason saw it.
It's a bad job out of you, Mike.
That is a bad job out of you.
No, I'm special. I
What?
should
You
get to see
are.
it.
I know
Yes.
you are.
I should get to see
Trust
it.
me, we
Excuse
know.
me.
We do shows
That's
with
true.
you. We know.
Yeah.
I'm so special. I have yogurt all over my hoodie.
What a slob.
It looks terrible. I didn't know it. So I was making the smoothie. Look at this. I mean, look at this.
You know what that really looks like.
I
right?
know what this really looks like. Trust me, I know what this really looks like.
What'd you do this morning,
Jason
Jason?
had a little extra time on his hands.
All right, hang on. Let me explain.
He
Jason
just got
did
it
say
here.
he was
Give
up
him a
at
wet
5 a.m.
wipe.
this morning.
I was up at 5.
Get
I
this
did
man
radio.
a wet wipe.
So I was making a
Did it right on the
smoothie.
company's jacket.
I was making a smoothie this morning. It's delicious with like yogurt.
Yeah.
And I got a little aggressive on the pores though. So I put the lid on and it kind of like splattered and I didn't know it got. And I was like cleaning it up. And now I've got like yogurt in the blender at home. I got to go home and clean up.
Nice.
And I didn't realize that the hoodie got that nasty.
Yeah, it's bad.
Until I was upstairs in the kitchen here before the show.
Yeah.
And I was making coffee. And I looked down. I was like, "Oh, you got what the? You come on!" And
Interesting choice of
I
words.
would say
there,
nice choice of words.
I kept catching myself. But it looks horrendous. But I'm wearing
Look
it.
at you.
We're
It's
still going to
just,
make it through.
just in shame. Just look at it. Just disgusting. Just in shame.
I look. I can't even
You
say
look like
it.
a mess.
The walk of shame.
We'll put up with you anyway. We're going to get to the Guardians later. Kyle Manzardo gets his first hit. It's the time of year where outside of the schedule, the NFL is there's things about you got to throw out some stories about the NFL. So a couple of different entities put out their best defense list. We'll see where the Browns rank on that.
We get to talk stadium, your favorite.
And then the stadium talk, which is the worst. I mean, it's the worst. Our executive producer, Steve, is in studio for the first time in forever. We haven't seen him in a while. Steve's behind the glass. Earl and Anthony are behind
I dressed
the glass.
up for Steve. I
Yes, you
wore
did.
my
That's
best.
why you did that.
My
So
best
there you go.
smeared hoodie.
So a lot to get to. We go from smeared hoodies to Mike McNuggets.
I don't like that transition whatsoever. But let's get into it, guys. FanDuel, as always, on our 2-year anniversary, continues to be our favorite sponsor. It is winner take all time in the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel is giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to spend on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And as always, if you guys have a winning ticket, make sure you guys send it to us on Twitter via email so we can feature it on the show. Game 2 of the Celtics Cavaliers series is set to tip off tonight at 7 p.m. In Game 1, the Celtics won by 25. The Cavs were offensively challenged. Donovan Mitchell scored 33. No one else scored more than 17 points. So I'll ask this question to you guys ahead of Game 2. Assuming Donovan leads the team in scoring, who finishes number 2? Who will be the second leading scorer
Tyvus,
for
go
the
ahead.
Cavs?
Start us off.
Again, for the 500th time, it needs to be Darius Garland. Why do I say that? Because it could be Evan Mobley, and Evan Mobley, to me, has the advantage in the paint. I mean, Al Horford's on him, and he's a little slow, but I feel like he could dominate down there. But the thing is, the Celtics are hitting threes. Like, that's just what it is. We got to at least match their three-point shooting, and the only person, Stru's supposed to be able to do it. I don't know what's going on with him. Darius Garland has the ability to do it. We've seen games where Darius has hitting 5-6 threes in a game, but for some odd reason in the playoffs, he just is content with just a couple, 1 or 2. So he has to be better. He has to match, at least come 20, 21 points a game, because that's the only chance they got, in my personal opinion. So it has to be Darius. We'll see if we can get that from him.
Jason.
You ready?
Yeah.
George Niang.
You're not serious.
No, I'm not. He took my answer.
George Niang.
No,
For the 501st time, say it.
I mean, by the way, George Niang's been so bad, they should take away the S on the end of his name. He should lose that S for being such a pathetically bad player in the postseason.
All I'm saying
George
is
Klang.
This offseason we spent a premium on shooting. And the two shooters that they got can't shoot. And it's unbelievable to me that y'all, we went to the finals last year. Oh, he's got a ton of playoffs.
Doesn't matter.
The rookies look better than this guy. Sam Merrill hit more threes than these guys.
Look at how bad Donovan's been from three, by the way.
I know.
As good as he's been overall, he's been terrible from three.
Yeah, he was better in game one.
Yeah.
You're right, Tyvis. It has to be Darius. Just from a three-point standpoint of you got to take threes, you got to make threes. If it's not Darius, it probably means trouble for the Cavs.
Even if it is Darius, it's trouble.
It could still be trouble for the Cavs. Yeah.
Well,
Darius has to play like an all-star. That's the only way they have even a chance in this game, guys. He has to play like an all-star. He's obviously the answer. Evan Mobley, to me, the ship has sailed. All the hype you guys have been doing about Evan Mobley for 3 years, I'm completely out on Evan Mobley.
He had 17 and 13.
All right. That is the most misleading 17 points ever. He scored them all in garbage time, pretty much.
You know who was balling at the beginning of the game? Like around like
Okoro.
the second. Yes. I was sitting there like if he
and then in the fourth quarter, he's shooting airball
Let me ask
threes.
you, wait a minute. When he started doing he had like a 7-point stretch. When he did that, I said, oh my God, we got a chance.
Tyvus, when you played at Ohio State and when you played in the NFL, you met guys, and some of them were dogs and some of them were not dogs, right?
Yes.
Was there ever a guy you met that was not a dog that became a dog? Is that possible?
Terry McLaurin.
He became a dog?
He actually, so the funny story about Terry is we did.
You mean good dog or bad dog?
I mean, good dog.
Like dog on the field. He became
he plays with that killer
Terry
instinct.
McLaurin. So Terry.
You think you could learn that and that could happen?
Yeah, it can happen.
Okay, but it's rare.
Quick story. So Terry, when he was a freshman, he got like, it just wasn't good. Terry struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
So we did circle drill. This was like towards the end of camp.
Yeah.
Is that where you put soap in a pillowcase and beat him? Like in Full Metal Jacket?
No.
Get a circle and beat him?
No.
And you have not seen Full Metal Jacket, have you?
What is no. Anyways, circle drill. Two guys go at it. Boom. Y'all push each other. Whoever get pushed back loses the drill. So Terry goes. Terry wins. But at this point, the wide receiver coach is on him. The OC's on him. Coach Myers on him. He wins that drill.
Yeah.
He snatches his helmet off and he says, I'm not
a P?
Yeah, anymore.
A P or a B?
A P.
A P.
Oh,
and we started laughing because you're insinuating that you were one.
That's right.
10 minutes ago.
So, to answer your question, yes, you can do it.
All right, but you'd admit it's rare.
It's rare.
Right? Evan Mobley's not a dog. Let's face it. He's not. I doubt he's going to turn it around. He is soft as Charmin. He plays with no toughness. Anything I'm saying unfair? He plays with no. And let me tell you something. These great defensive players they have, Mobley and Okoro, they're frauds. They're frauds because when they play good players, there was nothing. They both got completely bullied by the Celtics.
That's not fair. Now
they didn't get bullied by the Celtics?
Jaylen played well against Isaac in game one, but that doesn't mean that Isaac's not a good defender and he's a fraud. Like, let's dial it back a little bit.
Against good teams.
Isaac had fine numbers against Jaylen in the regular season.
The regular season doesn't matter.
Okay, well then what do we? So because he had one bad game, he's a fraud. Run him out of town.
Run him out.
One bad game.
You can't run him out of town.
Are you insinuating that Isaac Okoro doesn't deserve his? What's them numbers, Mike, that he's projected?
Well, there was a time where I thought he might get 5 for 80. I don't think he'll be that high.
What about 5 for 65?
I wouldn't pay him 5 for 5. He's just a guy. Is he not just a guy?
No, he's not just a guy.
Do you still think Evan Mobley's going to become a great player?
You know he had the best season statistically.
Yes, I'll admit it's unfair to kill him too much based on one game.
Do you think defense matters at all? Does defense matter at all?
Yes, it does.
Okay, then he's worth more than 5 for 5. That's a Happy Meal.
I'm exaggerating, Jason. The point is he's not that good.
Who, Isaac?
And neither is Evan
Which
Mobley.
one are you killing right now,
He's
Isaac
killing,
or Evan?
He was killing Isaac just now. But Evan's problem is he doesn't. When you look at him, he's not intimidating
At all.
It's just
he
like
comes off as such a wimp
he's
out
passive.
there.
Okay, but so did Tim Duncan.
Third year in.
Tim
10th year in.
Tim Duncan was a
10th
nice
year
guy.
in. Tim Duncan was quiet.
Duncan was a
and
nice guy.
He was a
But
silent
wasn't he a
assassin.
great player by his third year?
He was very good. He was very good.
But do you still think Mobley's going to become a great player? Because I just don't see it.
The offense has not evolved. It has not evolved, and it needs to. But like here,
McNuggets did a whole study and said that guys' third year is the year that they usually take off.
but also this matters. Like through the first round of the playoffs, contested shots. Evan Mobley led all playoff teams, 102 contested shots. Number 2, Brook Lopez, 66. That matters. Blocks, Evan Mobley, 21. Second, Chet Holmgren, 11.
That's not
that
a fair
matters.
comparison. That's not.
Why?
Because he
I mean,
plays
more games.
It's got to
There's
be
7
per
games.
game. You got to do it per game.
But
Evan Mobley had 21 blocks in the first round.
Yeah.
The entire Timberwolves team had 16.
like
they
that,
play. It's less games.
it doesn't matter. It's entire freaking
Jason,
team. It's
I-
a whole series.
Nobody's
for this one
debating
guy.
that he's good defensively
Okay, yes.
against a real tough offensive team
But
in Orlando.
I think that gets
But-
overlooked sometimes.
Okay, fine, but he can't. He's useless
So-
on offense.
so-
He's
Are
not
you-
useless, but he has to
Are
get
you
much
saying
better.
he's just a rim protector, a defensive anchor?
No,
Because if that's the case, you got 2.
Hey,
of those.
listen, I've screamed as loud as everybody. He's got to develop a three-point shot. He has to develop a three-point shot. His offensive limitation has derailed a lot of what they're trying to do, a lot of it. He's got to get better. But I think sometimes it just swings so far the other way that the stuff that he is really, really good and elite at sort of just gets brushed to the side and swept away because the only thing anybody cares about is the offensive side, and it has to get better. I totally agree.
All I'm
He's gotta
saying
get
on
better.
defense is it seems to me
He gets bullied.
Obviously, he's very good on defense, but I don't think he's like this all-time elite player when it matters because he doesn't intimidate in any way.
That's not true.
He intimidates?
Yes.
How?
The number of shot attempts that are deterred and deflected when he's in the paint.
Will
is
that
as
happen
high
in this
as
series?
almost
Will
any
that
other
happen
league.
in this series?
If they're playing one big and he's on the perimeter, like I told you was going to happen, no, because
Yeah.
he's on the freaking three-point line, Bo.
Mike, you're
you're making no sense.
You
You're
guys
literally
can give me
talking
all the block shot
nonsense.
numbers against Orlando. Orlando's the worst offensive team, one of the worst offensive teams in the history of the playoffs. Is that true?
Yeah, they were not a good offensive team.
Okay, so fine. He did a great job defensively in that series. And I give you, he's an excellent defender. But like, he's so useless offensively in games that matter. Who cares?
Well, that's like saying Myles Garrett has no impact on a game because he didn't have a sack. Because they're triple teaming on the outside. If Boston's going to put him in the corner and say, you're not going to get around the paint, well, guess what? He's not going to be able to contest shots in the paint. He's not in the restricted area.
If he's that good, then find a way to fix it, Cavs.
That's why I said they should start too big. from the
Okay,
get-go.
so that's not my fault, but blame the
But
coach.
it's not a criticism on Mobley. That's how
hashtag
JB's
fire
utilized.
JB's
Fine.
back.
I don't want to. Okay, fine. He's great defensively. You don't want to. I don't want to debate it anymore because it's a waste of time. He can't play on offense.
That's
he
true.
Has no toughness on offense. He's not a dog on offense, and he's never going to be. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
I think it's unfair to say he's never going to be.
Wait
I
a
think
minute.
that's
Are
unfair.
you?
That's
are-
my prediction.
Are you saying that if they had to choose between Allen and Mobley moving forward, you would trade Mobley?
Yes, because you can get more for him.
Okay.
Couldn't you?
Oh,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
When the
yeah,
Cavs
for sure.
got
This player that sucks so bad, Bull's saying you could get more for him. But he sucks. He's terrible. He's awful.
Well, maybe-
get him off the team. But hey, trade him because you get more
Okay,
for
so
him.
what do we do? What do you do? Because it's 2 postseasons in a row
What do you do?
that Mobley's been useless
I mean, it's-
offensively.
He had 17 to 13.
I don't care.
Don't put
Titus,
those numbers up. Those
the
numbers are
17
useless.
is
That's like
ridiculous.
saying P.J. Walker's a good NFL quarterback.
Hey.
I mean, come on
Hey,
now.
don't do that. Because you know how I feel about that.
No, well, but I mean, it's May 9th. It is what it is with Evan right now. Like you're not gonna go
Yeah.
and fix Evan
Right.
as an offensive player.
But
It
he's
is
so
what it is.
far away, Jason. Isn't that fair to say? So far away from where you hoped he would be.
He has not progressed the way I thought that
Offensively.
he would. He has not progressed to the level that I thought he would. That's fair. And you've seen it, like you've seen a little bit of progress this year with the three-point shot. Certainly you'd like to see more. He does need to be more aggressive. I said for 2 years. For 2 years, give him the first touch of the game. Get him active early. The Cavs did it when it was Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin. Kevin Love got the first touch every time down, win the tip, Other team scores, it doesn't matter. Cavs first trip down the floor, Kevin Love on the elbow. We talked about it on the podcast. I would ask Evan, where are you most comfortable offensively right now? Go to that spot. We're going to feed you the ball. We're going to force feed it to you. You're going to take the first shot. I don't care if the other 9 guys know it's coming. It doesn't matter. We have enough faith in you and belief in you. You're going to make it more times than not. If you want to be in the post, if you want to be on the nail, if you want to be in the elbow, wherever you want it, go there. We're going to give you the ball every time down. You're going to get the first touch. I don't understand why they haven't done it that way.
Well,
I said real quick, Bo, I said on the Ultimate Cavs show yesterday, we did a whole Mobley thing about how it's unacceptable the level of offense he provided early in games when the Cavs needed it most. To Jason's point, we said, you might as well run the first play for him. I suggested, and I'll suggest it again, you throw the ball to Evan and have the other 4 guys run back on defense and just make him shoot. It's either you're going to turn the ball over or you're going to shoot. You have no other options because you're the 4
get
guys
what you guys
on the
are saying. Maybe if the Cavs had a great coach, he'd be better. But don't you think his offensive game, he always looks so awkward on offense.
He does.
Right? And maybe
like
it's because
Bambi.
he's a lefty. I don't know what it is, but he's
all
never comfortable.
It's because he's all skin and bones.
Yeah.
He's all elbows and knees. And he is a lefty, so it's going to
Yeah.
look a little bit different than what you're used to. He's got to get better. No one's going to argue that. Internally, they know he's got to get better.
I'm just frustrated, and I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but even on the defensive end, let me just say this.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about the great defenders in the history of the NBA, like, you're not putting him on that list, right?
He's 22. No, not
All
yet.
right.
But he's really, really good. And he can guard guards. He can defend bigs. He is phenomenal
I just want him
defensively.
to be a dog.
Well,
Evan's not
he's
a lefty. What are
passive.
you guys talking about?
What?
Evan Mobley's not a lefty.
He shoots an awful lot left-handed.
Well, whatever. Who cares, Mike?
I was looking
He
at
shoots
him.
lefty.
That's funny.
He doesn't shoot lefty.
No, he shoots right.
All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. Stop nitpicking. That's my job.
You but you didn't even answer the question.
What?
Who you got as the second leading scorer?
It's got to be Darius, or they're going to lose by 50. And Darius is playing like a complete bum in the postseason. And everybody should be fired. Let me reiterate this. Kobe should be fired. JB should be fired. All the assistant coaches should be fired. Any assistant coaches worth keeping?
Depends on who the head coach is.
Luke.
Fire them all.
Luke.
Fire the assistant GM. Fire it. And by the way, can Dan Gilbert for once, not hire the assistant GM? When was the last time the Cavs GM was not the previous assistant GM? Danny Ferry?
It hasn't happened since
David
Dan bought
Black.
the team.
I mean, how stupid is that?
Dan bought the team, hired Ferry.
Yeah.
Ferry leaves. Chris Grant is promoted.
Yeah.
Chris gets fired. David Griffin is promoted. Griff leaves. Trent leaves. Kobe's promoted. It's always been
Beyond stupid.
David Blatt.
What? What about him?
He would. Oh, you saying
Front
a
office.
GM.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
But-
coach.
Guardians do the same thing. You want a problem with that?
Because the Guardians know what they're doing. The Cavs don't know what the hell they're doing.
Who would be next in line if Kobe got fired?
I mean, Mike Yancey's already has the title of GM. Kobe's the president.
Isn't Mike from Cleveland?
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to fire Mike, but don't make him the GM.
Jeez.
He's from Cleveland. I don't want to fire
You
a
wanted to
Cleveland guy.
fire everybody, but now that
He's
he
a Cleveland guy. I don't
so
want to
now
fire
now
a
he's
Cleveland
good.
guy.
Now he's good. 'Cause
Keep
he's-
him. Everybody else you fire.
God,
All the assistant coaches.
I don't know what to do with you right now.
What have I said that's unfair?
Tranquilize. I need a
What have I said that's
tranquilizer gun.
unfair?
You're just. I need a
Why
tranquilizer.
you want to
gun for you.
fire everybody?
Because the organization's
Tase you.
terrible.
Now I will
It's
say.
they in the playoffs.
I'm in a mode of exaggeration. Just go with me for crying out
They
loud.
they technically, even if they bow out,
Yeah. Bow out?
they,
There's no bowing going on. There may be. I mean, what's really going on here? I can't say, even I can't say on the air what's going on here.
You can't
They
say
get taken to the woodshed in this series.
you can't say
Yeah.
that the organization isn't going like this.
I don't think so.
He's right. You went from now
Play
the
first round,
rebuild.
second
The
round.
rebuild got off to a rough start
Yeah.
the first couple of years, but play-in, first round, second round.
Let me ask you
I
this.
said that when the playoffs started.
Yeah.
If they win a first round series, the organization can point to we have made progress.
Excellent.
Every
Congrats,
year.
you beat the Magic in
Each
7.
year.
Well done. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is Donovan Mitchell going to be on this team next year?
I have no idea right now.
If you had to bet.
I'm actually kind of leaning yes.
Okay.
I'm leaning.
Then that's
yes.
promising.
I'm
Then
actually leaning yes too. As of lately.
if Donovan Mitchell commits long-term,
Because I don't know where he's going to go, where he's going to be in a better situation, more set up to win than where he's at right now.
He ain't going to the Knicks.
If he signs a contract, I don't think he necessarily lives out the entire deal here.
Yeah.
But I'm tended.
God, I hate that about the NBA. That just sucks.
It's the way it is.
By the way,
buys
listen,
you
I
one
know I'm
more
going
year.
a little crazy on the Cavs. I'm going too far. I'll admit that. I'm just frustrated because I want this. I watched the Knicks and the Pacers last night, and that's a great series, and both teams are battling, and it looks like an old school war. And I want the Cavs to play with heart and toughness, and it just looks so soft. And JB looks like such a doofus on the sidelines. He's standing. I don't know.
No. It's the cross. You got.
I hate that. He
it's the
stands there with the cross. It's not like a real cross, but the arms crossed. It just pisses me off. So I'm frustrated, and I'm going a little over the top. So I don't mean to. But
I think if Donovan stays,
if Donovan stays, then yes, I would agree with you guys. The organization is trending up.
You got it.